Hey guys, welcome back to Theo Smash Golf. Today I'm going to talk about how to use a trash can lid to help you transition and shallow out your swing from the backswing to the downswing. I'm Anthony Fiorenza, here to help you own your swing. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so today we're going to talk about how to shallow out the club going from our downswing, going from the top of our swing to our downswing through to impact. So before we talk about that, let's talk about what the most common problem we see with amateurs in this motion. So what we see with the majority of golfers is when they take it to the top of their swing, their first move is to get that club going out away from their body like this, or what we call the over the top move. I'm sure it's a term you've probably heard before. It's what majority of golfers that especially struggle, that's what they do. So they take it to their top of the swing, they get that club going out, they come down, they kind of swipe across the ball, and you get that high, weak slicing shot out to the right if you're a right-handed golfer, out to the left if you're a lefty. So why does it do that? Well, when you come over the top, usually what that results in is a steeper angle of attack, more ball spin, less club head speed and ball speed, which results in more distance. So what is the proper way to transition from the top of the swing to the downswing? And that's what we call shallowing out the club. If you ever see any of the really good golfers on TV, the pros or anybody who's a really good ball striker, what they all do is when they take it to the top of their swing, what they'll actually do slightly is they will actually drop it down like this and then rotate around their body through to impact. Now that was a little bit of an exaggeration of shallowing it out, but I just wanted you guys to see it to understand it. So when you do that, what that results in is a shallower angle of attack, which creates less ball spin. And when you do that, you get the club in more of a lag position, which creates more club head speed, more ball speed, and then results in more distance. So what is a really good drill for you guys to do to work on that? So as I mentioned in the intro, we're going to talk about how to use a trash can lid to make that proper transition. So this is actually a drill I saw a couple years ago from Martin Hall. For those of you that don't know who Martin Hall is, he's one of the top instructors in the country, and he's the host of School of Golf, which is on every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock on Golf Channel. If you guys are always looking for extra tips, I encourage you to check that out as well. He's one of the top instructors in the country. He does a great job to help you guys play better. So again, this is a drill that I saw him talk about a couple of years ago on there, and I thought it was a really good way to understand how to make that transition and shallow out that club. So in order to do this, you really only need a trash can lid, but I've got the whole trash can here today for you guys to understand it. You can use the whole trash can if you want to, but you don't have to. So why I encourage you why you don't have to use the whole trash can is when you're doing this drill, what I want you guys to really focus on is having some sort of feedback to make sure you're doing it correct, whether that be a mirror in your house or you're outside recording it. So really all you need is just the trash can lid. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. So when we want to get set up to it, just like we would for a normal golf shot, except we're only going to have one hand on the lid. That's going to be our lead hand. If you're a right-hander, it'll be your left hand. If you're a lefty, it'll be your right. So let me go ahead and move that out of the way here. So what you want to do is just get set up in your normal setup, just like that. You want to take your trail hand, put it back behind your back, just like that, because we don't really need it, and this way it keeps it out of the way. So then when you get set up to it, you'll get set up just like that. So I'll move the trash can back here. So, all right. So from there, what you want to do is you just want to rotate from your setup position to the top of your swing. So as you go back and rotate, you want to rotate that lid, get it up to the top, just like that. And what we want to get is a nice, what we call lead wrist, like that. We don't want it cupped like that, because what we see a lot of times with people that come over the top is they get what we call kind of a cupped wrist like that. What that results in is that club face being open, so when they come down, like that. Now that club face is wide open. That helps to create that high weak shot out to the right. What we also don't want to do is we don't want to overly bow it. It's kind of hard to do with this, but we don't want to bow it too much like that, like we see guys like Dustin Johnson do. That's a very, very hard move to do, because if you bow it, that shuts the club face, and then if you transition down, that club face is going to be closed, and that's going to create kind of that hook shot out to the left. So just by transitioning up to top, keeping that wrist nice and flat when we transition down, that's going to make it a lot easier to square it up. So that's going to be the first thing you're going to work on, is rotating to the top, making sure you keep that lead wrist nice and flat. So once we do that, we want to transition to the top, and this is where shallowing the club. This next part is how we actually shallow the club. So when we rotate the top, the first thing what we want to do is we want to drop it down, and you want to imagine that you're putting the trash can lid onto the trash can just like that. Now obviously when you make a normal swing, you're not going to do it that much, but this drill is designed to help you understand that movement. So as you can see, we got the lid up like that, about a 45-degree angle. We drop it down, get it flat just like that, putting the trash can lid on the trash can. That's how we shallow out the swing, to get it back into that slot to make better impact at the golf ball. So then from there, once you do that motion, then you'll rotate back to impact just like that. And I'll show it to you this way. So we rotate, drop it down, and then we want to come back, turn through, and make sure get that trash can lid back to square, because the lid represents the club face. If we keep it open like that, the ball's gonna go out to the right. If we over rotate, now that club face is pointing to the left, the ball's gonna go left. So this helps you work on squaring the lid, squaring the face back up at impact. So now that you understand how to do it, what sort of sequence should you do with that? So with this, we want to make sure we don't go too fast, and we don't try to do too much at one time. So I'm going to give you an at-home drill, the proper sequence of doing this, and how many reps you should do it, and then eventually it'll just become more natural to you. So first thing you're going to do, now all these sequences are going to involve 10 reps each. So the first one is you're going to do 10 reps, nice and slow, to the top, to work on getting that flat lead wrist just like that. Then you're going to go back to address, do it again, just like that. So that's going to be your first one. Just 10 reps from the setup to the top of your swing. Next sequence, or sequence 2, is you're just going to go right from the top of your swing, slowly going down to put that trash can lid on the trash can, working on shallowing it out. So you're going to do 10 reps of that from the top of your swing down like that. And then the third sequence is going to be going from your setup to shallowing out. That's kind of the next step, since you just previously did both of those steps. So you're going to start your setup, go slowly to the top of your swing, and just go down in one fluid motion just like that. So setup, top of your swing, down just like that in one fluid motion. And then the next one is going to go from the top of the swing to shallowing it out to the impact position, work on it next. So what you're going to do is you're going to start from the top of your swing, down, through impact just like that. Do it this way so you guys can see. Down, impact just like that. You're going to do 10 reps of that. So then the final sequence we're going to do is we're going to do it all in one motion. So that's why we wanted to do all the other steps beforehand, so you can understand, make sure you do them correctly before you make the big motion from setup, top of swing, shallowing it out through to impact. So then the final one is going to do top, down, through to impact, up, down, through to impact. And then if you want to do another, and then this is kind of an optional 6 sequence, you can do that motion down, through, and you can finish on the follow through, that's not necessary, but if you want something else, maybe something a little bit more challenging to do, go ahead and do that. All right, guys, so that's all time we got for today. Again, so we talked about how to shallow out the club, what the benefits are, using a trash can lid. I'm Anthony Fiorenza for Fio Smash Golf. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.